All right, everybody. Had to restart the hard drive, but this is not my usual Happy Aloha Friday because it's Thursday. We're streaming today. We're doing some dono and some cheese. I got a great rig of tracks coming up for all of us to talk about today. I even see some very cool ones, a combination of games and metals and bands and artists. So that's us on this stream. That's what we do. So that's my story and I'm sticking to it. We're just diving right in. We're going to be doing donos. I will be doing cheese throughout the day as well. And so let's just get together and do a group hug and enjoy what we're about to enjoy. And also I do want to let you know that I'm excited about tomorrow. I'm going to be doing a podcast recording with artist Vylet Pony, who I find extremely talented. I can hardly wait to do this. If you decide that you have any questions that you would like for me to ask the artist Vylet Pony, then on my Discord, there's actually a little channel there. You could submit your questions there. All right, guys, let's do this. Coming in with Makuzia. Now, Makuzia, last time we were in session, had me listen to a video game soundtrack called Clare, Obscura, and didn't know what to make of it, except, of course, I saw a quick snippet of the thumbnail, and I was very intrigued on it. It was live music and everything like that. Well, it ended up being a tremendous banger of an experience for me. But then I cut that out and put it on the RPGs channel, and it seems to have blown up over there as well. It looks like this game is taking the video game world by storm. There, a lot of people are really enamored by it, all the way from the fact that it was, kind of a stray run of independent devs and everybody, but actually they actually came from other places throughout the industry, very organically put together. Even as far as the composer, I heard stories that they poached the composer off of a SoundCloud or Reddit or something. It's very unique to read all the comments that I've been getting about the game and the way it was put together. And apparently it's really emotionally motivating a lot of people to stay in touch with the game, be in tune with the game. But also I've heard quite a bit of it about the game being somewhat depressing. I haven't played it. Or that the theme is kind of a tug of war between sadness and depression and stuff. So it's been great reading all the comments. But that being said, right now, I'm going to listen to another track from a Clare Obscure Expedition 33, courtesy of our Abbacado here. Makuzia is making this request here. And I'm sorry for my friends that speak French. I don't mean to offend, but I can't speak it, so I'll do the best I can. This particular track is called Une vie à Tiamir. So let's just listen to the music and I'll just shut up. How about that? Let's see what we got going on here. All right. Ooh, I love the hybrid use of organic and digital work. I love the sway of the rhythm being in 6/8. Ooh, nice switch up of the vocal engineering right there. This must be a pretty intense part of the game. Kind of a push forward and a struggle. This has full cinematic vibes to it, but in a very hybrid kind of way. The crossover between using pads and other digital implementations of arrangements. All that very unique sound design in the back that's playing with our heads and the stereo image. Wow, digging that oversaturation there. I love the use of the digital instrumentation to give us the real stereo imaging, the ambiance, the etherealness. God, that's a unique infusion with that distortion there. This has got to be an intense part of the game. One of those voices in the background is actually kind of like a metalcore vibe. Makuzi, is this a single piece? Like maybe an end credits or something? That swimming percussiveness in the back. I can't tell if that's dirt in the back from a guitar or an overdriven instrument. Very unique vocal background there. The expressiveness and the dynamics of the violin is just insane. These musicians are just... Okay, so there was dirt back there. I knew I heard it. I just couldn't pin it in the mix. I didn't know Eddie Van Halen plays Obscura. There's great bass work back there, but it's buried in the mix. It's like Claire Obscure core, that one little section there. Great background vocal harmonies going on throughout this whole track. Jumping back into that 6/8. I love that core voice in the back. Is that it? Maybe it is. Oh. Okay, I wanted to make sure it was over. All right, now, I mean, two things. Number one, this was a really, unique experience compared to the first experience, Bakusia, where we listened to the more of the Baroque style of composition of the musicians that were there in the classical formation. And also the singers were kind of in a chamber choir singer formation and arrangements of that first listen. This one, of course, remember, I haven't played the game, so I'm listening to it out of context in that sense, but I'm listening to it as a body of work. So my ears are going to listen to it differently than perhaps people who are playing the game may have gotten to this place in it. So maybe at this point, there's a lot of action that's going on, battles or something that have sound design in the background or other things. But it definitely had kind of like, I want to call it Claire Obscure core, vocals, very unique compression twists that saturated and blew out the drums, this very unique hybrid of a little bit more of an abstract use of the digital instrumentation, infused with still keeping the context of live instrument work, albeit not in its full form like the first listen to the Baroque style compositions that I heard earlier. I really enjoyed the fact that they have just woven in so many different little textures in this track. Notably, more so for me, is that there were still little nuances of the melody on this track that it wasn't quite the leitmotif or anything, but the that 3/4 or that 6/8 tempo that swings in and out, and I think it was a little more obvious in the very first listen that we did last week. That in my mind, that as soon as it goes da 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 da, maybe in my head it's playing over again a leitmotif, but I couldn't identify it. But that growled core vocals in such a unique way, buried in the back, just like the guitar. When I was going, is there dirt back there? Is there a guitar back there? What's going on? I can hear it, but I can't hear it. And then of course they licked that sent it in the mail once they put on the guitar solo. One of the unique things too is the mix on it. This had to have been a bit of a beast to mix, but once again, remember, I'm only listening to this without gameplay, so I'm listening to this as just a piece of work, so I don't know where and how this sits during gameplay. And for those of you that did get to this place without doing any spoilers, am I right by thinking that this was an aggressive part of the game? Something of that nature. Nonetheless, it looks like this game is just making a huge impact, and it may be in the same kind of way as like a lot of other things in the music industry are happening. There's all of a sudden a band shows up or an artist shows up and makes this huge bit of noise, if you would, because of a new way it's produced or something. I think it's exciting. And I also heard somewhere in the chat that on the last listen that the vocals, or at least the choir vocals in that chamber choir section of the orchestral version of what we were listening to last week, are all the devs. I guess that means an extremely creative group of individuals. So, anyhow, thanks, Makuzia. I went blah, blah, blah on there and tried to make sure that I didn't pull any spoiler thingies that would, what do you call it, spoiler alerts. So, anyhow, thanks, Makuzia, and I hope you're doing well. Okay, next up is Lisa Wolf. Lisa wants us to listen to Death by Stereo, Forever and a Day. And here's the message. I want to swing back. I'm sorry, you know what? I constantly am going like this because I think I'm getting an allergy right now as we speak, as we go on the stream. My nose is starting to itch. I wanted to swing back around to Death by Stereo, and in this particular track, which has a lot of personal importance, it's from their 4th studio album release in 2025. In 2026, I had started working in video production outside of the music industry. One of those was for a production company that did a lot of work in the pro wrestling industry, and I quickly became one of their top promotional video editors. One thing I was able to do, as I had previously worked with the independent artists and bands, was license out appropriate music at affordable prices. I had done work with Death by Stereo previously and asked to use this track for a promotional music video for an event, and they let me use it at zero cost as a favor. Well, that's really nice. Well, the video I made in 2006 blew up and very much led me to a full-on career that wouldn't have happened without it. It also did fantastic in promoting the band, and they were extremely grateful for it. Sadly, that video is lost to time, but if you wonder why my love for Death by Stereo, Voodoo Glow Skulls, and Manic Hispanic run so deep, beyond just their music, if it wasn't for this track, I wouldn't have had nearly the successful career as I had. Wow, that's a wonderful message in tribute to, the lore of your professional success, the marriage of creatives, and especially the fact that they did this and said, no, just go ahead and use it, knock yourself out. You just never can tell how this stuff's going to work, huh? All right, guys, this is from one of our legendary Kados here. This is Death by Stereo. The name of the song is Forever and a Day. All right. Oh, I love the open harmonics back there.
Will I live for sacrifice? Have you ever wondered? Will I ever see the light? Have you ever wondered? Can I live another life? Can I live another life? I can't take away this fever. I can't take away the pain, but I will fight with you forever, forever.
What a ball-crushing hook.
I can't face this world on my own. I keep on searching for your face. I promise that we'll live forever, forever and a day. Your darkest hour, you bleed without a knife. You're searching, losing power. Your whole life has been a fight. You keep on giving selflessly. The world keeps on taking selfishly. You keep it bottled up inside. Feel the sting.
Yeah, it's kind of a warm analog pad, isn't it, Emily?
Let's take another ride.
Ooh, that bass.
I can't take away this fever. I can't take away the pain, but I will fight with you forever, forever and a day. I can't face this world on my own. I keep on searching for your face. I promise that we'll live forever, forever and a day.
Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Where's the tip jar? Pretty nice and proggy in here. I love the fact that the bass has been following that whole line. That analog pad in the back has been there, but it's not in your face, but it means so much to this mix. Love this track. When it first opened up, the first thing I just fell into was just the picking configuration of the guitar, how it was recorded and engineered. So nice and wide and so rich and stuff. And then when the drums came in, I went, okay. I see what they're doing there is that they created a pocket right about here for the drums to sit in. So instead of rinsing the drums in some kind of, post reverb to give it any kind of stereo imaging, they actually relied on the guitars to give us that stereo imaging, and let the drums kind of live in the middle and not losing any of the balls of it, but just kind of gave it a nice pocket to be in without, over posting, if you would. Like the snare having its own, reverb, or the overhead shoved up really hot to give us that experience. The bass player was crushing on this. The very first half of the song, I thought was a little more melancholy metal. And as Amin had brought up too, there was a really nice analog pad, just enough in the back to give you a little bit of that ethereal ambient vibe while the guitars were still holding their own. But then the band ponied up the full metalcore grinds. But there was a little bit of a prog in there too. There was a couple of proggy moves that were in there, but then once we got into the metalcore vibes, then that was it. Couldn't downshift from there until the very end of the track. Obviously, they brought us around. But what I will say is Death by Stereo as a band name I thought was great, but they actually messed around with our heads using stereo technique as well. And also, as I'm listening to this too, I'm just imagining what the video may have looked like that you worked on, or what this track really means to you. And I appreciate you sharing that with me, because that's something that's significant when you listen to a piece of work that just has a significant impact on you beyond, let's just say, the listener, which is already tremendous that anybody allows a song into their own personal playlist, their soundtrack of life. But the fact that you, like I, have a lot of different memories from being within the industry in so many different ways, you just sometimes you hang on to these particular memories for life. And every time you hear this track until we punt, if you would, like I like to say, it's always going to put that big smile on your face. And you never know. What I love about your story is that you never know where some move in your career, in this case music, but you don't know wherever, that you might think is like, oh, this is a fun thing I'll do, or this is a fun thing that I'll do. Well, this sounds like fun. You just can't tell when it's going to make some kind of an impact that'll change not only your life, but the lives of the other people involved. So that's pretty sick. I'm pretty stoked. Yeah, DPT262. Sorry, yes, I already did an Expedition 33, but there might be a couple. I don't know if there's another one somewhere here in the lineup, but you can always put it in on the Wheel of Cheese. So yeah, that's my vibe. That's my vibe for the track. Okay. Next up, A Coral Reefer. By the way, A Coral Reefer, from what I understand, are you slightly under the weather, my friend? How are you? Are you not feeling too well? This track that A Coral Reefer wants us to check out is A Beacon School, is the artist. The song is It's Late. And he says he's got a sore throat. Okay, well, let's see if we could put you in a joy zone for some healing listening to your track here. Can't really think of what type, LOL. It's a good song. I think someone else requested a song from A Beacon School a while back, so I think he's talking about what genre. All right, A Coral Reefer, go get yourself some Ricola. Sorry, dude. Oh, I already love this. Loving this, or I'm loving what this is doing to my head. Just kind of. Great arrangement happening right here. A little bit of an overdriven pad, pulsing pad. Love it. Kind of a synthy shoegaze vibe. love the vibe it's putting me in, guys. Loving that little fried melodic pad or polyphonic vibe over here on this side. Pulsating ambience of the programming and the runaway digital delays and stuff like that, so hypnotic, you know, it kind of puts you in a bit of a trance. And the chord changes are nice. There's little sevenths in there. This is a nice pull. Dickie Boy Rich, I could not have said it better. Good point, Amon. Nice little addition here. This composer keeps on bringing us in from one side to another, a new arrangement. So, yeah, you know what? We were talking a little bit here in the chat, talking about listening to this with headsets on. If you have the, if I don't know how many folks are actually listening to the stream with headsets on, but this is one of those things where I think for a lot of composers that might be listening to their mixes, do a lot of writing with headsets. And that's because they're in an apartment, or it might be too loud, or whatever the case is. You really get a completely different experience when you listen to a track like this with headsets, because the composer is always playing with little areas that he keeps on lighting off, you know, and it'll play off into each side, whether it's delays that ping off of each other and go left, right, 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 out, or left, right, left, right, left, right. Or for that matter, they might just stay, you know, on one side of the cans, but then you have another one that's constantly reintroduced. So you're always kind of that what's it called? the hemisphere, the hemisphere in your brain is always getting challenged with tracks like this. And I think that's really super seductive, you know, to a track like this, is that it really brings that kind of experience. It also F's with your mind. Meaning, like somebody had said earlier, God, this is just like the perfect track to listen to if you're just getting baked, you know, in the hot tub and just looking up at the stars. I couldn't agree with you more. With a headset experience, I don't know that I would feel that way if I had a speaker on each side of it, of my head, but at least to be as intimate as listening to a track on your headset, you know, and getting that pure experience, I couldn't have said it any better, you know. So, but definitely this composer definitely milked the shit out of delays coming back and forth. And I also did, like Aman had brought up too, the possibility of an EBow being used on the guitar to get that kind of, just what I was thinking, it was more like a little bit maybe a distorted analog synth vibe on it. And of course could be done 7 ways to Sunday in post on a sidechain, I mean, but it did have kind of a little bit of that shoegazy weirdness that just kept on going. And also one other thing that was happening, there were two that was one, and then the other one was da, da. There were two notes that went through the whole track, but was in a fifth, I believe it was, but hung in there. But there were two different instruments holding each one of those notes. One instrument was holding this note, another instrument was holding this note, and it just seared all the way through as well. So you know how that is. That's that zip line kind of vibe, you know, that I always talk about. So, nice listen. I was gelling on that. Thank you so much. Shadow Dane. You said you went on a little bit of a few seconds. You had to bail, but you had to come back, and you wondered whether or not we did your song. We haven't done your song, so now we're doing your song, is what we're doing. Okay. It looks like we're going to be doing something from the band The Bluestones. The name of the song is Jesse James. I saw this band live about 3 weeks ago, and they absolutely killed it. Been hooking on them for a few years. I've been hooked on them for a few years. But was my first time seeing them live. I hope you enjoy this track of their newest album. All right, Shadow Dane. Let's do this. Shadow Dane, is this a three-piece band? Threw in a nice little sample in there. Well, it's almost like my kid brother leaned up against the fader for about 2 bars there. I really like that engineering shift up there.
Through the windows like crocodiles watching their prey. Okay, I meet you from somewhere in the way. Gripping your voodoo doll, tight with a pin through your face. Don't trust no rumors, I look just as good as I taste.
Right here, it is like the slowed down version of Immigrant Song. You're right, for sure. Just in a rhythmic sense.
Hold me tight like a sidearm, keep gripping till I lose my breath. Load me up, Jesse James, use that dead eye, ain't from here. Hope they stay dead.
I love this switch up right here. Once again, another track that the headphone experience is probably such a great way to handle to hear it. Shadow Dane, you said this is two people. Is this kind of like, is it a guitar and a drummer that does multiple things such as sound design and stuff? Is it that kind of a duo that would maybe be a little bit like Infected Mushrooms? Though this one was definitely leaning a lot more on the organic blues rock aspect of it, without a doubt. Guitar, singer, and drummer. Okay. So somebody definitely had their hands on a keyboard or was dropping in samples and stuff and reconstructing. There was a constant sound design behind the whole thing that made it feel actually that you were in a subway through the whole song, just because of that kind of swimmy sound designy, ethereal ambient thing in the back. Also, a couple times they did a couple things that at least were going to wake your ass up, which is literally... In a way I would have never thought, because I'm never anywhere near as abstract enough to be like a really good standalone kind of artist with my kind of music or decision making, is all of a sudden deciding just to go ahead and take a fader, if you would. That's how I imagine it. And just jamming up like they did the guitar sound they did twice there. And then at the very end, when they went into that unique, a little bit more of an acid dubstep, or an acid dub kind of vibe with the guitars that was all, sampled and distorted. It's that trickery that engineering is playing such an intense part of nowadays in production and composition. And we talked about this before, and the new engineering techniques, as technology, starts to keep pushing us forward and coming out with new ways to play with sounds, really empowers the engineers as well, even though a high percentage of what's being released is engineered by one of the musicians in the band, or there's some kind of hands-on engineering that has to do with the artist or the band at hand, no pun, can become a lot more creative instead of, back in my day where it was get the faders up, get everything, so, get the nice sounds, get the good EQing, and just kind of manage the board and stuff. But now there's so much trick shit you can do with post plugins and all that sort of stuff. You could just be extremely creative. So they definitely pushed that, exploration you know, to the fullest. So, but anyhow, guys, that was Jesse James, and what's the name of the track? And the Bluestones was the name of the band. Shadow Dane, thanks. You made it back in time too. I'm glad to have been of service. Briefly before moving on, I want to thank Dr. 3 Edge for his subscription. Thank you so much, and HV for the follow, and Mangaroni for the resub, as well as MP3 Junkie for the resub as well. I really do appreciate that. Okay, next up, who do we got? Next up, we have standby. Oh, this is somebody new, and I am sure you're still here. Haji Squick Vanish. Haji Squick Vanish, a new Kato, everybody. Somebody, and by the way, if you're new, and that's the Kato is like the show is the Abbacados. It's always changing as we move forward, but Abbacados, streamers, Abbacados. So yeah, that's what that is. Anyhow, this is going to be a great track because I'm a very big fan of Jeff Buckley, and the name of the song is Dream Brother. So this is from Haji's Quick Vanish. Haji's Quick Vanish, maybe that's what it is. Anyhow, here you go, my friend. Let's go. Everybody say aloha to Haji's Quick Vanish over there. Oh, I just got chicken skin.
There's a child sleeping near his twin. The pictures go wild in a rush of wind. That dark angel, he is shuffling me, watching over them with his black feather wings unfurled.
This is so hypnotic, a la Ouija board.
Love you lost with the skin so fresh, free with the wind in her butterscotch hair. Her green eyes bloom goodbyes with her head in her hands, and your kiss on the
I love what the bass has been doing on this.
Dream brother, with your tears scattered round the world. Don't be like the one who made me so. Don't be like the one who left behind his name. 'Cause they're waiting for you, like I waited for mine, and nobody ever came.
It's so beautifully schwarmy. You know what I'm saying? Ambient ethereal Arabic type of drift. Love this. I need my tip jar, Alman. Wow, this is badass, this track.
Like the one who made me
I love that.
I feel afraid and I call your name. I love your voice and your dancing insane. I hear your words and I know your pain. Your head in your hands and a kiss on the lips of another. Your eyes to the ground and the world spinning round forever. I'm sleeping beside with the ocean washing over.
Ooh. Jeez. Can't believe I slept on this. What a great track you brought in. One of the things about this track, somebody said it earlier, I forgot, I think Kazi may have said it, had a little bit of a kind of a Soundgarden grungy kind of vibe to it. Obviously, that whole vocal performance and the head voice like this is so masterful. But the whole track, like I said earlier, had this schwarmy kind of Arabic kind of vibe to it that lends it to the mode that I always have fun with Aman and Snows and other people about it having a Phrygian modal kind of vibe to it. It enveloped that mode, and what that is as I've mentioned many times before, it's either not in so much a series of chord changes, but how chords will kind of elevate and rotate around a pattern. And in this case, the track lets you off the hook every time with the Bacardi third. Yeah, I'll have a Bacardi third and Coke, please. And that gives you that kind of like pulsating, hypnotic kind of vibe. And then, of course, add his voice. And then even when it got more coarse and dark and dungeonous, you know, when the guitars and the drums kicked in, as we got a little bit more of the Soundgarden vibe on that as well. But as a matter of fact, stand by. Playlist. Yeah, dark and dungeonous. How are you, Turnip? I didn't say hi to you earlier. So, yes, they are. I like that, Aman. Okay, next up. Senor Rui. Senor Rui. Senor Rui. Senor Rui. 9 Inch Nails. Oh, okay. You know what? I thought of a little bit of 9 Inch Nails on that other track we heard earlier. I was like, It was having a little bit of a 9 Inch Nails vibe to me. I think it was the second track in on the stream here. But hey, we're doing 9 Inch Nails. Trent Reznor's trajectory in his career has been just amazing. Very abstract, very unique, ultimately very creative in the sounds that he chooses and how he chooses to not so much perform his arrangements, but the tones and the sounds and the development of these sounds that are uniquely make it a Trent Reznor or a 9 Inch Nails piece of artwork, sonic artwork, transcends everything from movies to our playlist. So this one is called You Know What You Are by 9 Inch Nails. Let me see. My next request to celebrate with Teeth's 20th anniversary. Sorry. Not sure how Josh Free's arms didn't fall off after this set. Okay, guys. So I take it this is a live performance. Let's go from 9 Inch Nails. All right. That's what I'm talking about, that unique sound design. Would you say that Nine Inch Nails were at the advent of industrial metal? Or industrial EDM metal? Or is it a genre unto itself? Senor Rui, when was this recorded? Do you know? Boy, that drummer. Let's talk about some stamina. Was that it? Oh, bummer. Senor Rui, I was just getting right into it. What a bone-crushing track, man, and live. And that drummer was smoking. Poster child for ED. Excellent drummer. That's what I'm saying. Just, you know. Somebody had said that I wasn't able to keep up with the chat, but somebody had said somebody had just been fired from the Foo Fighters. That was in this band. I got a little lost in that. Anyhow, like I had said earlier about Trent Reznor and his journey, his abstract approach to composition and everything has always been to me just like really, I think he was, as far as I'm concerned, for me, because I didn't have a very well-rounded listening, experience, through the 90s and 2000s. Every time that I would hear a Nine Inch Nails track, and then eventually a Trent Reznor track, and then of course I'm very well aware that Trent Reznor has also moved on to score films and stuff. I've always been really intrigued, like sit there and listen to him and just go, what is he thinking? And I'm not saying that in a Bobo kind of way. I'm saying, what is he thinking? Like, where do you reach for such unique sounds and tones, whether it's the weird snare he might use, or a lot of the abstract percussive use of like clipped samples, just the whole thing. What's the name? Okay, the only way I know how to compare this, but you guys are gonna have to help me out with this. What's the name of the famous artist, the painter that would have like the floating man? And was it Picasso? Was he the artist that would do those really odd abstract pictures? So he kind of has that Picasso, if that's the guy. He kind of has Salvador. Okay, Dali. That he kind of has that vibe to me as an artist. It's like, as a composer, just this abstract stuff where it makes you sit in front of the picture and go, huh? What? But sonically, when you listen to his work. So that's a compliment. I see it as a compliment. So, thanks, Senor Rui. I appreciate that. Love to get Trent Reznor and some Nine Inch Nails on the streams when we can do it, is what I'm saying. Alex Porten Gulera. How are you? Welcome aboard. Everybody say hi to Alex. All right. Welcome to the Cados. Okay, next up, what do we got here? Next up, I have the driver. The driver's coming into town here. And we're going to be listening to a song called Ratatata. Or that's the band. And the name of the song is Cream on Chrome. Oh, that sounds like biker porn. Cream on Chrome is the name of the song. This just showed up on my Spotify a month ago and has become my background music in life for a bit. So cream in the track refers to the smooth guitar tones used in the track, and the chrome refers to the rock theme. Oh, okay. So be it. All right, the driver. Let's go. And the driver just showed up too. Everybody say hi to the driver. Here's your song, dude. I love artwork like this on albums, and you try to figure out who that is, or Roy Orbison and yada yada. Turn up, that's a great emote. I've never seen that one. I know, right? Those horn stabs. Oh. I'm thinking of the same thing. There's a little pattern in there that's making me think of. I'm trying to remember what that is. I think the English beat track. Yeah, that's what it is. Those harmonies there reminded me a little bit of like a Queen turnaround. Oh, I just said, oh, Queen of the Stone Age. But here's where I get that English beat vibe. What a... Oh. There's more to it.
Well, I always sound pretty cool. I mean, everybody knows that.
All right. Yeah. So the track was called Cream on Chrome, but I prematurely ejected the audio, so I apologize. Make that whatever you want. I'm just saying. That there was, I'm so sorry, but there was that little thing that I heard at the beginning with the riff or some kind of guitar pattern that reminded me of that English beat hit. Bum, 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 dun, 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 da, 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 da. A little bit of it. But of course, you know, they took it in their own, you know, it had nothing to do with it. I was just saying it just kind of reminded me that I couldn't pull that for a second there. Once again, this is one of those tracks where it's like the musicians just sat down and just chose some of the quirkiest sounds and just made music out of it. Really super nice pattern that just kept you locked in. It didn't even sound like 4 minutes. It sounded like a minute because I was involved in just all the little sprinkles are giving me all these little things that are happening here, the turnaround of the tones and stuff. There was a couple of really musical things that happened in there. Excuse me. You guys couldn't hear that. I turned away. Anyhow, oh my God, a little leftover oyster on the half lung there. I apologize. I was going to say, there was a couple of really musical things that happened there that kind of reminded me of a little bit of Queen, not of the Stone Age, but a little bit more of a Queen melodic kind of vibe going on there. But, oh, you did hear that. I thought I turned away far enough. My bad. Anyhow, really fun, very entertaining, very bebop. I think for me, too, the other thing is this is also, yeah, I know, it was a super quado. It came out from well below. And you're right, actually, the driver. This has 1.8 million views, so obviously a very well-received track as well. So yeah, that's my story, and I'm sticking to. Oh, was it that bad, Brexter? I'm sorry. I turned my head. I looked that way. I pointed it in that direction, bruh. Let me see. Chaotic Old Boar. How are you, Mr. Chaotic Old Boar? How have you been? We have a track coming from Chaotic Old Boar. This is an indie track. I think the track is the artist Aurora. Where do we know Aurora from? We've listened to Aurora before, haven't we? So this is the artist Aurora. The name of the song is The Seed. This was recorded for Danish TV. Her audience was actually a choir that had been practicing the song. The joy on her face is real. Oh, cool. Okay, guys, from Chaotic Old Boar, this is the artist Aurora. The name of the song is The Seed. All right. Oh, it's like a live thing. Great.
Just like the seed.
Oh, yeah, she's great.
Through dark and shadow I go. I am reaching light through the struggle. And just like the seed, I am chasing the wonder. I unravel myself in slow motion.
Look at her, she's amazed at the sound. That's wonderful. You're right. It's really moving her.
You cannot eat money alone. You cannot eat money alone. When the last tree has fallen and the rivers are poisoned, you cannot eat money alone. You cannot eat money alone. You cannot eat money alone. When the last tree has fallen and the rivers are poisoned, you cannot eat money alone.
So many beautiful things about this.
So my tears can be red. I will water the ground where I stand, so the flowers can grow back again.
The subtle choral vocals in the background are beautiful.
Everything wants to live. We are burning our fingers, but we let it truth and feed me prayer. Feed me sunlight, feed me air.
What a beautiful place for the video. Jesus,
Feed
all
me
green,
truth and feed me
mysterious.
prayer.
Just kind of like her voice. She is her own artist. There's a little bit of a Bjork vibe to me in this. Wow. That was so cool to watch. And you were right. The volume was a little low on the track and stuff. So when I export this, I'm going to make sure to bump it. What an incredibly, so many different layers of beautiful in that track for me. I'll just start with the obvious for me, which is her voice, that performance style. Somebody had said earlier, kind of an if Enya and Bjork had a baby or something like that. Definitely in that same realm in the genre, obviously standing on her own with her own creativity, her own sound, but that kind of very unique creative way of performing. So that's first and foremost. Second, I loved the look on her face. You forewarned us about that. The look on her face when everybody started singing and coming in was so authentic and so real. It really caught her off guard. I love the arrangements were very mellow and chill. There was a couple of arrangements where there were some high vocals that would soar over the top. As far as song structure, very nicely done and everything. But the other thing I just had to mention too is just how beautiful was that place they were shooting. I mean, how magical, mystical, ethereal was that forest. I know that we're listening to music, but I'm just saying as far as just watching the video as well, I was mesmerized. But love her vocals. I think this is the second or third time I've listened to her, and she does, once again, she does swim in that that era or that sound of, I guess, if there is a specific genre for the Bjork, Enya, maybe who's the other one that I love, that kind of tone of voice, frou-frou style kind of vibe. Extremely talented. Love it. Okay, let's see what we got going up next here. Stand by. Next up, we have Ginger. Ginger's in the house. Oh, of course. Ginger's bringing us a little bit of a sneak peek, probably about tomorrow. Where's Ginger? Ginger, you there? Ginger. There he is. So you guys do know that tomorrow I'm going to be doing a bit of a podcast recording with this particular artist called Vylet Pony, of which Ginger has brought into the Cados. And we've all become fairly fascinated with the artist Vylet Pony. I have on many different levels because of where the artist is coming from, production-wise, choosing sounds, arrangements, vocal capabilities. It's mind-numbing. So it looks like we're going to listen to one of the songs from Vylet Pony. Ginger, thank you so much. Also, briefly, really quick before I start this track, after this track, if you want to ask some questions of her, of Ginger, sorry, Vylet Pony. On Discord, there's a little channel there that you could submit your questions, and I, cruise through them if we have enough time, we'll definitely be asking. So the song is the Yak Song from Violet Pony. Now, wait a second. I'm sorry. When I hear the Yak Song, I can't help but think of Ren and Stimpy. Has anybody ever watched Ren and Stimpy? And there's like the golden yak, or what is it called? I don't know. I thought it was. That's where I was going. This is from Ren and Stimpy, but I'm sure it's not. Okay, so this is Violet Pony, the Yak Song. Let's do this. All right. She's always creative with her videos too. I love it.
Concealed behind impressions, an ego that you define, stifling in ecstasy like cloven prints in time. You are who you say you are. Each stroke is yours to mar. Cascading.
Speaking of frou-frou.
Chasing down that spark. I'll never tell the stories. Never let them define me. I'll never sing that song like my father before me. Sing that hook looking up when it's stormy. Stomp it out when I'm tired of everything. I don't wanna see the spring. Are you even listening? Don't wanna live on a faith anymore. Bury the past.
Great melody, super playful, but really, really, really cool.
Write them down, these hopes and dreams. You're more than just a son. Abandon all the pages.
Wow, she's really good at placing those arrangements. Such unique little areas.
The past does not define you. You define it so. Ink the chapter in your name, upheld by the page before.
So mesmerizing. Great vocals, backgrounds, my God. Molasses. Nice. Well,
Shut the fuck up until I'm done speaking. Lay it on the line when you're done reaching.
wow, this is so badass. Ooh, sneaking in that trap cut time. Love that.
They think that I'm a freak. When will this nightmare end? When can I hear my voice? I'll never sing that song like my father before me. Sing that hook looking up when it's stormy. Stomp it out when I'm tired of everything. I don't wanna see
This is a
the spring.
really magical turnaround right here.
Live on a faith anymore. Bury the pastor's keys, breaking down cathedral doors. I'm still the yak they raised. Now I'm the devil that they'll face.
Ooh, that bass. Wow, that's triggering some PTSD mushroom days for me. That was really clever. Yeah, I'm so excited to interview Vylet Pony tomorrow. Trixie, I guess she also has many other little names she's gone by. I just find this kind of composition extraordinary because there's so many little details in which are used here to construct this. And I did catch an interview of hers, courtesy of Ginger sharing it with me so I could do my homework, where she talked about that process, the difference between using and building something from, scratch all the way to manipulating sounds that exist and putting it in there and just, finding that artistic centering in being, authentic, yet using the tools that you have to be that. Sometimes there's going to be that little discursive, hard rub from the purist, not the elitist, but the purist, which I have respect for. I think that without a doubt, and I'm sure we'll find out tomorrow more when I have a conversation with her. But I think, without a doubt, Vylet Ponies is just at the beginning of what I believe is going to be a very powerful journey musically with this kind of thinking, and also the kicking into the dirt. Like she did, and gave it a little bit of a punk vibe through it. She has a lot of colors in that personality there. So I'm hoping to be able to talk to each one of the personalities in that arrangement there. There was probably about 15 different arrangement styles there, so could be a long interview. I'll try to keep it under an hour, though. Anyhow, once again, if you want to submit a question for me to ask tomorrow on that podcast, just go to my Discord. There's a little channel set there where you could submit some questions or a question. So, Ginger, thank you. My goodness, making my homework easy. Like you do. I appreciate it. Park Pal. Are you in the Park Pal? What I'm talking about. Park Pal wants us to listen to Rilo Kiley. Rilo Kiley? Did I say that right? Kiley? Rilo Kiley? Pictures of Success live. Oh, good. We get some more live music here. I love live music, guys. Rilo Kiley were active from 1998 to the early 2010s with the core duo of Jenny Lewis and Blake Sennett, both former child actors. The band released three independent label albums before releasing their major label debut. Nope, that's a classical guy. And the biggest commercial success in 2007. Unfortunately, Blake and Jenny had been in a relationship in the early years. Probably don't have to say more than that. That's usually a tough one. And when that ended, cracks began to show in the band before they broke up to do solo projects. Just saw them the other day and felt like I should submit this rendition from the show of one of their first album tracks. Apologies for the fan cam quality and not a studio mix, but the extended outro and the live version is the context of seeing the band instead of the static album art. Okay, let's do this. Rilo Kiley, the name of the song is Pictures of Success. Let's go. Hey, Milk Choir Blade, what's going on, buddy? Kind of sounds like Outer Wilds music, doesn't it? Sorry, I didn't mean to put that in your head. He's having a great time with the harmonics right there. Up there on that 7th fret. Ding, 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 ding. It happens, right? You know, I kind of don't mind that this isn't like, you know, well recorded here. I mean, it's a very well written song. It's keeping me in the bob and the swing without getting all, you know, wrecked that it's coming over a cell phone. I take it the guitar player is the partner of hers for the duo. Thanks, Brex. Oh, they were? Okay. I like that, just out of nowhere. Herbalina Alpert. Da 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 da. It's starting to get in the whole pattern. The pattern's just what it is. goes his string. Oh, and that was his G string too. No, don't get close to his G string, young lady. Actually, that is great stagemanship. String broken, continuing on, staying in tune, making adjustments without losing the beat. That was it, huh? The end of the show. There's the lead singer right there. No, like I said, it doesn't tweak me one bit that this is coming off of like, you know, a vertical. You said she's 49? I thought the song was great. It was just really fun and back and forth and blah, and for me, I mean, I probably would have gotten a little behind on it if I was just listening to the track. But to watch them play and perform, I think, without a doubt, adds a little bit to it. Yeah, I'm totally out of context. I'm usually out of context by this time. But you were right. I did like the track, and it did definitely work. I think for me, though, I was just really kind of enjoying the fact that he was, you know, that little area also where he had to kind of maneuver his way after breaking the string and having to deal with it. I thought it was great. I love videos like this. You know, feel a little more connected when you watch something that's live, is what I'm saying. I see what you're saying. Okay. So there's a studio. Well, the studio version, I don't know if I think I kind of like the version I heard. I'm sure the studio version sounds better, you know, better quality and everything. But I was sold on the live performance. To the beans. Thanks for the follow. Okay, next up is Hendebler. Hendebler, are you here, Hendebler? Let's see what Hendebler wants from us, or what he's going to deliver unto us. Hendebler wants us to listen to an artist by the name of Lamp, and the song is Autumn in City A. This is a long-running jazz pop band from Japan. They do kind of an indie-style city pop and have been active for 25 years now. This song is one of their most popular. It's got a particularly catchy hook and a super tight rhythm section. I probably won't be around when you get to this, so hope you enjoy. Is he not here? Where's Hendebler? There he is! You are here! Hendebler is here! What is up? Let's say hi to Hendebler, and let's also say hi to the Beans. First time in the chat. Okay, let's go. I'm glad you made it here for the listen there, Hendebler. Here we go.
白くけぶった雨上がりの静けさ古い映画の中オリーブ色のトレンチコートとハイヒール愛しい虫の姿
Wow. What a great track. Jeez. It is, there is some of that really smooth, cheesy pop element in the vocals, you know. It says here on the Wikipedia that they're considered J-pop, but no, how could that be?
季節が巡るたびに思い出すでしょう12月の毛皮のコートのよう
Never heard of Shibuya Cake Pop or Shibuya Cake.
きっと歩けないさよならは言わないわ秋の終わりに
霧雨に包まれて消えてゆく君とビルディングの隙間で夢見て
Wow, what a great arrangement.
このままでいたいけど
The chord structures move around like a kind of a westernized 80s pop TV theme, doesn't it?
どうして次の朝を迎えれば
摩天楼に映る
Oh, nice.
短いエンドロール
There were any more changes. It disappeared from the
カル
picture.
ガラスの月も霞むアルファ都市赤い丸の地線今夜の冷たいの胸にじんだ恋模様ラストシーンを巻き戻して
Wow, those beautiful string arrangements and stuff. Now, I don't know if the dynamics are flush, but. Sorry, I couldn't help but scat the end. You know, that just happened. I'm sorry. That was really, really, really extremely musical, but to me, a real standout to this was the fact that you had this extraordinary arrangement going on there, kind of like a. It was more jazzier, obviously, than whatever it said here on the internet about it being considered a J-pop band or something. But one of the things that I really enjoyed about just the overall delivery of the track is how the vocalist stayed in this very quiet little zone, really didn't push out of here. I don't mind, I don't know. You know, it was all like really, this really soft little delivery in her tone. There was no like, you know, any like kind of power dynamic to change up at everything. It was just this really beautiful delivery in her vocals. The arrangements did, though, remind me, there was obviously a lot of what I would consider some jazzy fusion turnarounds that I recognized and all that, but it definitely felt a lot like I said, more of a thematic TV show from the 80s and that composition style, you know. A lot of great changes and turns, because that's what happened in the 80s, in that era of 80s shows on TV. You wanted to really make a melodic impression, so tracks like from Love Boat or Dynasty or whatever, any of those tracks, you had these beautiful changes that happened really fast. Dun 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 dun, whatever it is. So you have a lot of chord changes to support that. That kind of reminded me a little bit of that. So count one for the lamppost. That was a beautiful track. I loved it. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, Little Fantasy Island as well too. And it says here that they're also kind of influenced, the bossa nova influence as well. So yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, stand by. Oh shit. Did I lose the form? I'm pressing button, guys. I'm just pressing buttons, man. Pull up. Oh no, I gotta log in again. Oh no. Let's see what happens here. God, I'm so debobo. Okay. Stand by. The Writer Wolf Studios is up next. And then after this, I'm going to take a short break. And then there aren't too many donos left. And what I'll do is I'll finish this next round with a bunch of cheese. So, because this is, let's see what we got going on here. We have here from the Writer Wolf Studios. The band is Seether. The song is Lost All Control. All right. Let's go. Some live music. Let's go.
Done to myself.
Oh my gosh, what does this sound like? It sounds great.
What have I done to myself? Now I'm alone, and it feels like I've lost all control. I need to go home and salvage what's left of my soul.
Is there a little bit of an Ultra Bridge vibe here? I mean, this is a hell of a lot more ballsier than the Ultra Bridge. Just melodically, I felt there was a little bit of a... I love his voice. Great harmonies, too. I love how the bass player is using the chord to work on there to really just solidify the bottom. Those are the scariest moves for me ever, what that guitar player is doing. Big neck work. So scary, man. great blast on the vocal there. You know, for a live performance, number one, that sounded really solid. I mean, there was obviously some, you know, some mic bleed and stuff that was happening with the kit and stuff like that. I thought they sounded fantastic. I guess it's a studio recording, maybe, that they did. But I love the tone of this lead singer's voice was so powerful. Had a great tone. And like I said earlier, I love the fact that the bass was just holding the bottom, holding the balls of it all together by having that chorded bass pattern going on there. And it did have kind of there was a little bit of a grunge in there, kind of mixed with kind of an old school metal kind of vibe that I dug on there. But this was a great song. But Seether's also been around for quite a long time, have they not? I believe the Seether's been around for, and I wonder, is it all the same band members? Is this the original lineup? Yeah, they have been for a while, haven't they, Ryder? Yeah, they've been seething. Yeah, their confidence and how they were playing just kind of oozed through the track. But the lead singer crushed, without a doubt. Super great track. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. I'm ending the dono boosts right now. And the looks like the wheel of cheese is really full. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 dono boosts to do. As a matter of fact, 1 a.m. I'm going to remove the form from the top here. Okay. So when I come back, this is a short break. It'll be under 10 minutes. When I come back, I'm going to hit these 7, and then I'm going to spend like an hour or so on Wheel of Cheese and just kind of spin through that because I know it's been a while since I've cheesed. So let me rig up something here for us to listen to. Stand by, something cool and just kind of super chill. How about some Pokemon lo-fi beats? Let's see what this sounds like. Okay, guys, I'll be right back in under 10. Oops, that freaked me out for a second. Be right back.